I think a lot of people see SigEp just like any other fraternity.
I think you're going to find the people who view us as the same as every other fraternity. They'll have the middle road people who are like, yeah, Greek life stinks, but I'm not a part of it, but they're going to do what they do. And that's not what we are. We want outreach to the community.
We've got a house for a group of guys. We do a lot of the kind of fraternity things. So I think a lot of people probably just see us like every other chapter. I hope that some understand that we're trying to do something differently, that we're really, we have a different model, that we have no pledging, no hazing. I hope and I think things like that are starting to get out a little bit more into the community.
So I think they see us as like a new form of Greek life that can keep getting better.
But on the face, I'm sure we're a group of guys. We throw the football in the front yard. We hang out on weekends and stuff like that. So I think in a lot of ways we're probably perceived just like every other chapter. In terms of the situation that took place at Fiji, and really it was a culmination of a lot of things that have happened in Greek life and in our community and even at Fiji over the last few weeks and months and years. I think the university responded in a way that was probably necessary.
Obviously, it's a good thing they're gone. I think a right response is kicking them off. Is it done too late? I don't know. That's hard to say. I think maybe there was too many pre-incidents, and it probably could have been prevented if they would have taken more action sooner. But it's hard to say. It's hard to make that call.
There's a lot of fraternities with sexual assault allegations against them on campus. I hope people don't think of us like that, but I'm sure there's people who are going to think that's the type of fraternity that we are, and hopefully we never are that, but that could be the perception of what we.
But I'm a little disappointed in how long it took us to get to that conclusion. And I'm also a little concerned that the kinds of changes we're going to see are not going to be substantive enough to actually bring about the kind of reform that we want to see in the Greek community. So I would say that in response to the Fiji situation, the university has handled it all right. I think they did what was necessary, but I'm not sure they did it fast enough, or that long term it will be enough to really change what we're trying to do. Back in 2019, SigEp was restarting on campus after being off for some time, and we were trying to do something completely different. I was really sold on the vision of doing something that had never been done on this campus and was going to really revolutionize the fraternity experience.
We had a chance to establish a culture. We had a chance to establish what our fraternity is going to be from the very start, and I saw that as a huge opportunity to be able to lead within the Mizzou campus, help the Mizzou community, kind of better the campus overall.
So I joined SigEp at the end of Formal Rush 2021, and I joined SigEp because it was the only house at Formal Rush where I got to know more than like 2 or 3 guys. I felt like I already knew a lot about 4 or 5 guys in the chapter already, and I wanted to join a chapter where I knew I would have friends and like that I already knew, and I didn't like have to like just completely restart.
When I first joined as the second member of the chapter, we were having meetings in classrooms. We were just really talking about an idea. It wasn't something that was a reality at all. We were just trying to get there. It didn't feel like much of a fraternity. It felt like more of a collaboration on an idea, and it was very different than it is today. Now we have over 50 people. We're in our house.
And it was like, all right, everybody's in the one challenge together. We're all doing the same thing. Our programming is we're going to go all play spike ball together this week. And it's like, all right, it was simple. It was easy. We didn't have a whole presentation of this is what we're doing. We have 7 different options for events this week. We have 4 different challenges in terms of our balanced man program. It was this is what we're doing. This is what we have to offer, and there's not that much because we didn't have that many guys, so we didn't have to work around that as much. We're trying to build men on campus who aren't necessarily looking for the stereotypical fraternity experience, that you can find elsewhere.
Well, a lot of the people that we recruit that that maybe aren't interested in Greek life, they still are interested in SigEp because they see it as kind of like a step above what Greek life is known for.
Other Greek chapters and other members of Greek life, because SigEp doesn't do a lot of the traditional things like no pledging, no hazing, we have a substance-free facility, I think they probably see us a little bit differently. They don't really understand what SigEp is trying to do.
You know, the nerds, we don't have parties at the house, and like we focus on school, which I'm fine with.
And probably a lot of them actually have a negative view because I think they sometimes see SigEp as coming in and trying to destroy what Greek life looks like traditionally or has looked like. I think in a lot of ways those evaluations are pretty fair because I think that kind of is what we're trying to do. We're trying to revolutionize. So I think people outside of our chapter in Greek life probably do see us pretty negatively sometimes.
Personally, I didn't like Greek life when I came into SigEp. I still have my doubts about Greek life, but I know SigEp's above it. So not above it, we're on the same level. We're on a playing field, but we're doing a lot of things right that maybe some other places don't do right.
I'd imagine we're above majority of chapters in the fact that how well everyone gets along.
I still feel like I know every brother when we have 50 guys.
The connection that from the freshmen to the upperclassmen, even like there's no like groups that of division for like who you should be friends with in SigEp. And I think that's a big thing because in a lot of the other chapters, like you're probably just friends with your pledge class and you're probably not friends with upperclassmen at all, even if they might not even know your name.
I think there's an idea that we're a professional fraternity or a business fraternity or we're a boring fraternity, which I can tell you that's not what we are. We have a lot of fun.
Just had a fucking heart attack.
Matter anyways. Fucking 41-10, 50-10, 1,000-10. We suck.
And I think at the end of the day, we just have a lot of guys that really care about each other, but also everybody in their lives. They care about people. They want to have good relationships. At the end of the day, that's what I think is most important about a fraternity, but also about a person.